Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And I'm sure glad you joined me today. I bet you missed me for the last few days. Yeah, well, weather, you know, just hasn't been really uh, obeying the rules this year. So, had to do whatever I could. I did go to OC and pick up my pump from my friend Andy. Even though he's going to be out here next Friday, I wanted to get a head start on that. So I decided I'm going to put it over in this corner, and I'm going to pour a little concrete pad right there. And I set that in there so that I can mark the area where the legs got to get bolted down. I'm actually going to make a piece of wood with some bolts already set into the wood, so I can press that down into the wet concrete and let it dry. And then I'll take the nuts off of those studs, and then I'll just be able to, I'll remove the plywood and I'll just set the pump right over the bolts that I have there. So it'll be fastened right into the concrete, be nice and solid. And then my inlet is here. So my water comes from that direction, comes in this way, just outside this wall. So I'll go out there, dig a hole, and cut a pipe, and I'll come in right against the side of this 2x4, come right over here, and then loop around and go into the inlet. And then I can put my backflow protector somewhere in this run right here. So it's right there in front if I need to get to it for any reason. Then the outlet is here. So I'll come out of this with an elbow and I'll go off on slightly an angle to punch through here, because once it's outside and I put a 90 facing downward to tie down into the pipe that's underground, it doesn't matter if it comes straight out or not, it's still going to go point straight down. So I'll have the inlet and outlet going through the wall right there. This will be bolted into place and it'll be plugged in right here. But for safety purposes, it has to be a GFCI, and this is a standard outlet. So I have my GFCI here, and I found a GFCI exterior cover here. But this is indoors. I was thinking, I don't need an exterior cover. I'll just put a regular metal plate cover on it. So I do have to go to Home Depot and pick up a few more parts that I'm going to need for this. I'll probably get that done first thing in the morning, so that I can get back here and get started on this thing, and try to have this concrete all set by tomorrow. And then on Monday, if everything is dried really well, then I'll bolt the pump down and start doing the plumbing. So I know I can dig the trench outside and expose the incoming lines, and I'll be all set with that. And I did get most of the fittings that I have here, but I know I'll need two of the 90s to come up from the pipe that's buried outside, and then I'll need two of the 90s to point and come in through the wall. So that takes care of those four. Well, I need a few more 90s, so I'll have to go pick those up. Now these two little half-inch 90s are because inside the cabin I have that little motorhome or camper pump in there. It's a on-demand pump, but it doesn't really do the job. Well, it does the job. It's just whenever you turn the water on, you got to listen to the thing running. So, oh, here goes the dust. All right, sorry. I hate those dust sneezes. Anyway, yeah, I'll be taking that pump out, and then I'll just plug this onto them, and I'll put a half-inch piece of SharkBite pipe between the two, and be just fine. So I guess SharkBite and PEX are the same thing, because now it says on here, it says PEX, and it says SharkBite. So interesting. Anyway, I got a clear the dust out of my nose that I just inhaled. Oh, that feels much better. Now I won't sneeze again. Anyway, got that set. Now I've got a bunch of other fittings here that I can use. And when I put the backflow protector in, or the check valve, whatever you want to call it, I always like to put a union on each side of it. And what that does is it allows me to be able to take that out of the system if I need to, or if I have to disconnect the pump for some reason and replace the pump or whatever, God forbid. I just have to take off one of the unions, and then the thing is free to be able to be moved. Cool. All right, so I got everything all set to go, except I need probably 2 more of these 1-inch L's, and that'll take care of that situation. I've got the male adapters to go in, so I've got no problem there. I got plenty of those. Matter of fact, I might take a count and find out that I can get rid of a couple of those male adapters. On this, I need to convert from the shark bite pipe to PVC just for the check valve. So I'm going to have to get female adapters to go in here so that I could glue those on, but then put one of these male adapters into the female on each side so that it's removable. So then if I do that, I really don't need the unions, because I can always use the tool to separate the shark bite pipe if I ever have to. But what I might do is I might look for one of these check valves that is already female threaded on both ends instead of slip. And that way I just have to screw one of these into each side of it and I'm done. Less fittings, less chances of problems, right? All right, so just want to cover that. This is the insulation that's going to go on all of the piping that's exposed to protect it, and especially the stuff that's coming outside the wall and going down into the ground. And I like to put this down about 1 foot into the ground and bury it down there also. But I'll wrap it with ABS tape when it goes into the ground so that the soil, the acidic soil, doesn't eat the insulation up. All right, over here, I also, while I was down the OC, I also picked up the metal I need, and I still have a couple pieces up there. So one of the other projects I'll be doing is making the new solar panel rack for my new solar panels. So that's ready to go on. And I was thinking that I just might think about getting 2 more of those solar panels. And then I'll be totally maxed out for solar. So even on the cloudiest, rainiest day, I'll be producing enough electricity that it'll look like it was a sunny day when I first started with my solar panel setup. You know what I mean? Plenty of power coming in. So that'll be nice. You know, if I feel like sitting inside on a rainy day all day and watching movies on TV and converting beer into water, I can do that. Why not? All right. So, yeah, I wrote the numbers on these things and the prices because a lot of times in the store where I bought these, their tags are missing on them. And the guy has to run all the way to the back of the store to get the price off of the wall. So I always write the stuff down here, and they're really happy about that. He goes, "Oh, God, I'm glad you did that. There's no tag on this one." I says, "Yeah, I know. Somebody who's got the job of putting tags on isn't doing their job." So anyway, everybody likes that sign, so I'll give you a good look at it. And I'm turning everything off here because it's late in the afternoon, and The breezes have finally slowed down to where it's actually comfortable being out here. And I may even get to put my flag back up tomorrow. Hey, look at that. Not even moving. Isn't that cool? But a little bit earlier, there were dust devils kicking up and 26-mile-per-hour gusts. I mean, it was really weird because the gust would be just from the dust devil, and then all of a sudden it'd go from 26 miles per hour down to 1 mile per hour. There you go. So anyway, the chicks are all fed. They're doing really well, growing like crazy. And I'm going to go over and take a look at Tomcat, make sure he's okay in there. And he's got his food and stuff. And while I was down in the OC, I took a couple of clippings off of a tangerine tree. So I've got those sitting in a bucket of water here. And I'll be working on those tomorrow too. I got to get the leaves off before the leaves suck all the life out of the scions. And then I'll see if I can graft those onto one of my citrus trees. That's it. That's all we have for today. Just wanted to catch you up and show you what was going on. And I'm going to have the weather's getting great, so I'm going to have a lot of stuff to do. And Andy's supposed to be coming up to visit for 3 or 4 or maybe 5 days. I don't remember exactly how long. But he wants me to help him change out the solar panels on his motorhome also. He's going from the 400 watts that he has up there, 4 100-watt panels. We're going to put 2 of the 305 watt panels up there. And that'll kick him up by 210 watts on his motorhome. And that'll make him pretty comfortable for the summer, especially camping in the desert. And the next week he's leaving here and he's heading up to the coast. I guess it would be like the almost northern California coast. And he's going to be spending some time at a beach there. He's got a slot rented at the beach. And I guess he'll enjoy that. Of course, if the weather stays cold like this, I wouldn't want to be at the beach. It's warm today. It's actually around 74, 75 degrees out here. And now that the wind has died, it's fairly decent. So I'll be getting some more of these totes this week also. And you'll be seeing those come in. And I got my pressure washer all ready to go. As soon as I hook up the new pump system, I can tie any one of my garden hoses can be tied directly into the pressure washer. And then it'll only take me a little while to pressure wash these tanks down when I need to clean them. And that's good because I do get algae buildup in some of them. I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to do some calculations. I know they're 275-gallon tanks. I'm going to do some calculations on what my ratio to water is for chlorine additives. And I'm going to take solid chlorine tablets and I'll drill a hole through them and suspend them on a piece of string from the top cover down inside the tank so it's suspended and not just sitting on the bottom. And maybe that'll keep some of the algae out, because look at the water in my tote koozie. That's the same water from last year. I mean, nobody's used it since the winter came in, but the water is still crystal clear in there. And I've got a chlorine floater that floats in there. As a matter of fact, it's right there in the corner right now. So I don't want to buy a whole bunch of new floaters just to put in my water totes, and because they'll end up sitting on the bottom when the tank is, or the tote is empty. But I'm going to see if I can rig up something with a suspended piece of a tablet on a string, and it might work, keep the algae down. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Don't forget thumbs up down there, comments all the way at the bottom, and don't forget your subscriptions. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at the 5,000 mark. We're going to have some fun here. I was contacted by another marketing company, and it's a tools for tools. So far is what they're going to be sending me as a tool. And once that comes in, I'm going to do a review on it, and then we'll have a little contest giveaway, and the lucky winner will get the tool, because Lord knows I'm the tool king and I own more tools than the tool wizard himself, so I don't need any more tools. But it'll be a good giveaway present. It'll only be used once in the demonstration, so it'll still be in good shape. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. This is G Bear signing off.